But the stuff that was happening was the jabs, which is what I was doing. Which is clearly what I was doing. I wasn't getting caught by no jabs off him. But how would you win a fight if I'm the only one landing more time? All right, he caught me. He didn't catch me with more right hands than I caught him with. And if it was one. If he fights him, he fights him. And maybe then Danny Jacobs will be the number. Look, Danny Jacobs. Imagine I fight him. This guy's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Do you know what I mean? So what? This cannot go wrong for me.
All right, welcome to the Lowdown, brought to you by Unibet. I'm Dev Sahni, and joining me today is the #1 ranked light heavyweight in the world by the WBO. He's the Commonwealth light heavyweight champion, and he is currently talking and walking. It is, of course, Lyndon. How are you, mate?
Good, I'm good.
On the
I'm
move,
not happy that Yarde's face is the same size as mine on the poster, because it shouldn't be, but we moved.
Tell me about that. What size should his face be on the poster?
Smaller than mine.
Well, you're Mr. Main Event, aren't you? This is your. Look, it looks like you're the local celebrity. Cars are driving past. They're beeping their horns. You're waving. This is you are Mr. Manchester.
You're a gas man, isn't it? I'm in my local area, so.
Nice. Look, firstly, before anything, just condolences from us, from Queensberry, everyone. There's a big loss in your family. Zelfa Barrett's mum. Just to let you know, we are all thinking of you.
No, thank you. We appreciate that. Obviously, sad time, so not really talk about it too much, but man, thank you.
Yeah. Obviously, look, the last time we spoke was Sonny Edwards becoming the world flyweight champion. Happy times, right? And you are hyped that night. What's Sonny been like since he's become world champion? Has he been a nightmare in the WhatsApp groups?
Don't answer the phone to me now. Don't answer messages. Takes 2-3 days to reply.
Yeah.
I guess it's the life of work. I'm only joking. It's cool, man. Same person. Sonny's not a person that will forget where he's from or forget his friends and whatnot. So nothing's changed. I guess it's only a stepping stone for him. He wants to be a multi-weight world champion, and I'm guessing unified the division. So nothing's changed.
I mean, being there that night, being that close to the red and gold, him becoming a world champion, did that make you think, well, it'll be my turn soon?
Yeah. So, in a sense, yeah. It's good to see your friends doing stuff like that, and gives you a kind of a push, doesn't it? Gives you a kind of a push to be able to do it yourself. So, 1,000,000%.
Well, you're taking the first steps towards that. You are headlining on BT Sport on July the 10th against Davide Faraci of Italy. Firstly, how does it feel to be headlining? Obviously, last time you were doing so with Anthony Yarde, and that was because it was a big fight. This time,
I've headlined 3 times now. You get me ahead.
Okay.
Thank you. I've headlined against Dev Sahni.
Dev Sahni, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm getting used to this now.
Listen, Lyndon, talk to me about Davide Faraci. Unbeaten from Italy. I think he's the former Italian light heavyweight champion. What do we know about him?
What you just said. He's undefeated. Look at his record. He's fought an undefeated guy. He's fought a couple guys with good records. He's Italian #1 light heavyweight on BoxRec. So I'm not taking him for no idiot, and I'm going to be on my A game.
Yeah, can't let your standards slip now, can you? You can put in a dud performance now, and people will be like, oh, because your hype is going up right now. You're flat against Faraci. You're yesterday's man.
Yeah, man. So you have to forget what's just happened. Forget your last fight. You're only in boxing. You're as good as your last performance. So if I put a flat performance out, and I'm gonna get the trolls and this shit, is this, is that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be on my A game.
I was looking into Faraci, and ahead of Beterbiev's fight with Gvozdyk, the unification, Faraci was actually one of Beterbiev's sparring partners. Did you know that?
I see him that the other day, yeah.
Yeah, look, so look, he can't be that bad if a great champion like Beterbiev's bringing him in, right?
That's true.
Anthony Yarde is on the same show as you. He's on your undercard, Lyndon. He's on your undercard. Thoughts?
Mad, innit? Mad, innit?
Do you feel you're getting the rewards though, right? Because look, you beat him, and now you are headlining.
No, because my face is not biggest on the poster, so I'm not getting the rewards. No, I'm not. Because if I was on his undercard, I wouldn't be in sight. I wouldn't put my name anywhere near his. So yeah, nah, man. I'm only bannering. It is what it is, innit? Poster to poster, it means nothing to me. Regardless, I'm headlining and that's it. But if it was the other way around, my face wouldn't be anywhere. Yeah, or if it was, it'd be little at the bottom. But again, like I said, we move.
Do you feel like you need to beat him again to just completely shake it off? Just like, so that there's no dual posters, there's no his face as big as yours. It's just chapter closed.
No, that mean nothing, because they're doing that because I'm guessing there's been a lot money pumped into him, and they have to put him there. It is what it is. Again, it is what it is. I don't feel like I have to do anything. All I have to do is win a world title. That's what I have to do. That's also if we're talking about have tos, I have to do that. I don't have to beat him again. I've already beat him quite convincingly in my eyes. So
remember after the fight initially, because you're the way you described the fight at the time, it changed a couple of times. Initially, the post-fight, when you both stood there with Steve Bunce, and he was pressing you and he was saying, oh, did you think you did enough? You said it was a close fight. It was a close fight. Then the next day, you was with Sonny and you were with Zelfa. You were like, yeah, look, I beat him with one hand. I wasn't going to say anything.
No, but it's because of the last round. If the last round never happened, yeah, and I didn't get into a bit of a backup, but even that, so I don't like to talk about this fight anymore because it's boring. But if you look into the last round, he didn't catch me any more than I caught him, apart from the body shot and the right hand. He caught me when I threw the right uppercut. But after that, I was catching him as well with right hand. So he didn't hurt me. The body shot did. The headshots didn't. I just got into a bit of a scrap because I thought he knew he caught me with the body shot. That's it. If I would have just kept my composure, and which now is more experience for me, if I would have just kept that, I could have just backed a box on my back foot and he wouldn't have caught me with the right hand. As a fighter, when you're in the ring, if you get hit more times than you feel like you should have got hit, or if you get hit consecutively 2 or 3 times in a row, you feel like you've been hit 10, 20 times. Ask any fighter, they'll feel the same. When I'm sparring, if I get caught with a jab or get caught with a right hand, and it was a decent shot or a decent jab, I feel like I've lost the whole round of a spar. Even though you don't win sparring, I know it's learning, but just like mentally, for yourself, you feel like that, that was a shit round. That's what you feel like. So in the fight, because the post-fight interview was just after the last round. The last round was my worst round. The last round was a round where I got hit more times than I did in the whole fight. So in my head, the whole fight went like that. You forget what you just did the 11 round before that. So that's why straight away post-fight interview, I said, yeah, it's a close fight. But when I watched it back after, I don't think it was, because the fight wasn't a fight of much happening. It was a pretty boring fight, really. When you watch it back, it was. But the stuff that was happening was the jabs, which is what I was doing, which is clearly what I was doing. I wasn't getting caught by no jabs off him. So how would you win a fight if I'm the only one landing more time? All right, he caught me. He didn't catch me with more right hands than I caught him with. And if it was one, maybe. But so when I had time to watch the fight back, I understood why everyone on Twitter and everyone on Instagram was saying, "Oh shit, my leg."
So we have a protruding leg.
Everyone on Twitter and everyone was Instagram was saying, "No, it's one-sided, robbery." Because at first when I seen all them comments, I was like, "Was the fight not? Do I think the fight was different than it was?" Because everyone was going, "That wasn't a robbery. He's this, he's that. He's talking nonsense." I thought, right, you can't be that harsh. Like it was a close fight, but then when I watch it back, it's like, oh, so now I get to see what everyone else seen. That's all I'm saying on that one.
The last thing I want to ask you on Anthony Yarde, because I know you're bored of talking about it, but there was a music video, right? Your man, Bugsy Malone, and there was a line in there which said, "We don't need lions in the camp, we've got kings." How did that come about? Talk to me about that.
We don't need the right arm when the jab stings. It's a great bar. Yeah, it's a great lyric. Bugsy Malone said that. You know, that's it. Go down in history that will. that didn't come about anyway. He phoned me like, yo, aim and track, hear this. I need you to hear this. And he played it. It wasn't thought about. It wasn't anything. It's just, you know, he just did it and brought it out. It's just fun, innit? It's entertaining, innit? Like it was hot at the time and it made sense. There's no, oh my God, let's go and dish Yarde. It was just relevant.
Yeah.
Probably the best on both sides. It's relevant for him because everyone's attached me to Bugs anyway, and vice versa now. So when he said that and the fight had just happened, it made sense. There's no animosity between it. It's just fun, innit? We're out in a sport of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to have fun with it. It's hard enough as it is.
Yeah, look, it was good bars. So you've become a bit of a pundit now. How many times have you done it on BT Sport now? You've been brought in and
Twice.
Yeah.
They asked me to do it. They asked me to do it the other day, but obviously circumstances I couldn't go up. It was obviously a bit delayed. Sorry, a bit too soon. And I'm in camp, so you know I didn't really. It's not.
Wasn't the right time.
My job's boxing and it's not punishable. But I always said, after my fight, if you want me again, I'm there.
How are you finding it? Are you watching yourself back? Because I'm sure you watch back your fights, but this is a whole different thing. Watching back your punditry.
Nah, I don't know how to. Because it's not because the full show's not online. It's only the fights that are online.
Yeah.
And we're only like between fights. Mm-hmm. I can't get that part. Of course, I would love to watch myself talk, you know. But nah, I don't know how to. But you know, I see little clips what my friends put on and that, and it's all banter in it. It's all fun and game.
Talk to me about the light heavyweight division then. There's a bit of talk right now. So you are number one with the WBO. The champion is Joe Smith Jr. There is talk of Joe Smith Jr. perhaps not unifying with Beterbiev, but perhaps fighting Danny
Jacobs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jacobs,
what do you think about all that?
I mean, Eddie Hearn says he's going to make a huge offer. Look, if I'm in Joe Smith's position, unless I get paid big money to fight me, then I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it, sorry, if it's big money. But if he's getting paid crazy money to fight Daniel Jacobs, then you're going to do that. It's obviously, a lot of people say this sport's not about money. Floyd Mayweather said it the other day, you can't feed your kids with legacy. It's all right having a legacy, and obviously you build your legacy as you're fighting, but it's about money. And if you're going to get paid millions to fight Danny Jacobs, which is a huge fight anyway, regardless, whether you're going to win or lose, you're going to set your family up for life, or you know. And Eddie said he's going to make a huge offer, and with the new deal they've got and DAZN and you know, if he fights him, he fights him, and maybe then Danny Jacobs will be the number. I look, Danny Jacobs. Imagine I fight him. This guy's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Do you know what I mean? So what? Like, this cannot go wrong for me.
Mm-hmm. Do you give him any chance in that fight, Danny Jacobs?
Do I give Danny Jacobs a chance? Against
Joe Smith. Smaller guy, but...
Danny Jacobs is good.
Yeah.
A lot of people will give him argument against Canelo. We know what Canelo's on. So, of course I do. And no disrespect to Joe Smith Jr., I just think there's levels to the sport. Hence why Danny Jacobs would even... I don't think Danny Jacobs would fight Beterbiev.
Yeah, I mean, they're not making offers for Beterbiev.
No, and I think if he wins that, he'll probably vacate it and go back down to super middle, because he's come from middleweight. He don't need to jump up 2 weights. That's just a good fight. Like, and he's got a good chance of winning it, and then he'll be a champion in. He's been a champion at middleweight. He would have been a champion at light heavy, and he'll go back to super middle and probably win a world champion there. So he'll be a freeweight world champion. It just makes, like Canelo fighting Kovalev. It just makes sense. Canelo won the light heavyweight belt and went straight back down to super middle again. It's just fights like that make sense sometimes, and especially with the amount of money that they're probably going to pay Joe Smith Jr. Like it's one of them, isn't it? Like you're gonna do it.
Yeah, 100%. What about the other fellas in your weight division? I just want to get some words from you on each of them. Like, maybe if you could tell me a good thing and a bad thing about them that they do. So Beterbiev, for example, what does he do
Animal,
well? What does he not do well?
animal. I've watched him. He's aggressive, puts his shots together well. It's hard for me to say what he does. It's easy for me to say what he does wrong, but what he does wrong might work for him in the ring. Because we can all say Roy Jones Jr. puts his hands down, Prince Nazim lifts his chin up and then that. But this is why he was as good. This is what makes them good. Their imperfections make them perfect in a boxing ring. So for me to say, oh, he stands square on and he comes square when he throws his right hand, it would be stupid because he's a fucking world champion. And he's a beast of a world champion too. Is not a lot of people want to fight him. So I can only speak good on world champions.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot speak bad against Beterbiev and say that he does this bad, he does that bad. No, he does a lot of things good and they outweigh the bad anyway. So he's a world champion.
But I'm sure you can probably pick holes in, these guys are fighting a lot. Bivol, for example, if I ask you the same question, you can probably point out what he does well. But people are saying Craig Richards showed that maybe if Craig Richards had just done a little bit more, believed in himself a bit more, he could have done it.
Yeah, of course, man. Because I'm sure that even me, look, I'm not going to want to say I didn't give Craig Richards a chance, and like before he's going 12 rounds, did I hell? He did well in that fight. He did well. He has shown. Bivol's a beast, regardless of that performance, but he's an animal, and Bivol does a lot of things well. His balance, his punch selection, his timing, his distance. Does a lot of things well. It might be because he had 18 months off. Might have been the best time to beat him for Craig Richards, but he gave a good performance, and the scorecards were, I think it should have been closer than it was. The punditry, called the commentator, sorry. It's mad because I was speaking to Dean White about it on Instagram. They've all got a mark on his head from a punch. And one of the commentators said, it's the way that he defends, he's got his gloves on his head, he might have marked himself. And it's like, yo man, this guy, how are you gonna how does that even make sense? Give Craig Richards some props at least. He punched him in a boxing fight and he's blaming his own defense on marking his own face. No, come on. So I don't know. I just don't think he was given a chance in that fight ever. So when you're hearing that and you're against the odds as much as that, probably way more than I was against Yarde. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to probably think you're going to win at some point. You have to actually get in there and get past the 6th round and think, oh, hold on, I can actually do something here. I'm doing all right. I'm not being knocked out in the 1st round like everyone said. And, so you have to give props to Craig Richards. But then, again, Bivol, if he fights again sooner, which I'm guessing Eddie will get him out, it'll be a problem again. Him and Beterbiev should just fight. Bash it out of each other.
Yeah.
So they should do.
100%. Be a great fight. And then hopefully, you could pop up and pick up the pieces, eh?
Yeah, of a battered Bivol or a battered Beterbiev. That's going there. I'm going there. Nick over.
Tell me about Joe Smith. What does he do well? What does he not do well?
Again, same thing. He's a world champion. He's just won a world title. I can sit here and say he just come forward. He's not the best skillful boxer. He's not this. Is not that. But he's got a world title, and it's what these men have done what I want. It's the pinnacle of boxing. So I can obviously in the heat of the moment I'll say, or if you ask me about him, I'm gonna say I'll beat him. I'll bash the shit out of him. I'm better than him. But he's a world champion, and you have to respect it because this sport's not easy.
You do know. I'm just going to clip that bit, though. You do know that, right? You know the game.
And the sport's not easy, man. We go through sparring, hard, long training camps, and sparring, getting punched in the head, and we probably have a lot more bad days than we do good days. You come out of some sparring sessions and think, oh, this is boxing for me, and then the next day you're like, yeah, it is because I chose this sport and I'm good at it. So, you can't knock. I can't say. I'm not going to say anything bad about Joe Smith Jr. Unless he chat shit about me, in which case I'm. We'll have the conversation at
mate,
the time.
but he's been texting me. He said you're rubbish. He said like your jab's like really weak. He's
It
I
is?
don't know, mate.
It
Yeah.
is. It is,
Oh, Jess, look, but the next three guys I'm going to ask you about, they're not world champions. They haven't won world titles. So I would,
about these.
well, look, I would hope maybe then you're more likely to tell me what they do well and what they don't do well, or what you think anyway, or just a general thing. So tell me your thoughts on Callum Johnson. You've been ringside, you've been pundit on one of his fights. What's he good at? What's he not so good at?
He's good at taking a punch. I know that the way that he got hit off that guy in the first round last time and how he stayed on his feet, that was impressive. Because especially when you've been out the ring for so long, when your punch distance might dip and stuff like that, he just took that like a champion and just came back and just did his thing and knocked him out. So, and he's got great power. What he does bad. Yeah, I don't know, man. He just maybe realizing his power too much. I don't know, but he's boxed for Great Britain or England and stuff like that. So I'm guessing he's got good boxing ability as well. As we being clinical, if I talk about, I think I'm better. Yeah, of course. It's good. We'll see. I'm sure we'll fight.
Yeah, it'd be a big fight one day. What about Joshua Buatsi then?
That's why I got a few rounds in. I fought him as well in the ABAs so many years ago. Yeah, Buatsi's good. Buatsi's all-around good fighter. Picks his shots well. Shot selections good. Fit. Comes forward. Can box. Can fight. Good fighter. Good fighter. And the move to Virgil. Good move. I'll say nothing bad about Buatsi. He's nothing but polite and respectful towards anybody. Even when he knocks out my man last time, halfway through knocking him out, he hit him again, and he's like he forgot he was in the ring. You know what I mean? So a minute, nothing but respect for Buatsi. Yeah,
props to him. Also, that the fella just kept crying as well, so he kept having to sort of console him. I saw him backstage.
I can imagine it's hard to when you've. Because he's not lost, the guy didn't lose, and he wouldn't know how to lose. He wouldn't know how to take a loss, and he probably, even we can all say how bad the guy was and all, he wasn't on Buatsi's level and that. But if you're not lost and you're getting hype built up in your country, you think you're the shit, and you get a reality check sometimes, and that reality check's hard. So, like you just said, then you seen Buatsi backstage, like sat down with him and trying to get the translator to tell him like, look, kind of thing. So. Nothing's bad to say.
Nothing bad to say. All right, last one then. This next boxer, what does he do well? What does he not do so well? Anthony Yarde.
Like a prick. No, I'm trying to.
I'm just clipping that. Yeah.
Yarde. I'm not gonna let. He's good. He's animal. I'm not gonna let nobody say different. Now I beat him. It's animal. It's hard as hell. I'm not going to say what he does bad. Doesn't do anything bad. I just do shit good.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer, Lyndon Arthur. Okay, all right. Look, July 10th, Royal Albert Hall. Fans are back. The King is back. Commonwealth champion. WBO number one.
Headlining.
Yeah, headlining. It's great.
Good, isn't it? It's magic. Because I was sat in bed the other day and I was thinking, it's mad because I remember it happened to Zell for the first time might have been on Box Nation or whatever it is on it. Says Barrett, like the name is Barrett versus I can't remember the kid's name before. It's like now for the third time, my name is going to be Arthur verse. It's mad, isn't it? Because it's just mad, isn't it? I'm not famous, but I'm fucking on, like I'm ahead, like you get it. It's mad.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're on BT every week. If you're not fighting, you're a pundit. It's happening, right?
It's good, man. It's good because of that. As much as when I started boxing late, so I only started my first fight when I was 19. And you say when you're 19, I'm gonna be a world champion. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be that, and then you half believe it, but you just kind of saying it because that's what boxers do, kind of thing. it's only when you start seeing your name in the lights and that's like you kind of I actually did it. Like people actually respect me and are fans and support of me. They don't even know me, but they see me on the street and they come take a picture. And it's just mad, innit? Because when you come from the East, it's just, you know what I mean? It's overwhelming. It's good, man.
Yeah, look, and people are talking about, you know, in a nation where everyone's getting a jab, people are talking about your jab. Yeah, proper jab, right? That's the world we're in. But look, Lyndon,
I might call myself vaccine man.
I think you could. I really think you could. I mean, this is a thing. You are administering some big time jabs out there. So yeah, you got to keep it up. Look, what's going to happen on July 10th at the Royal Albert Hall?
I'm gonna jab somebody in the face.
What is it? It sounds like a tough night for Davide Faraci in that case.
Oh, he's good, man. I expect a tough fight. I'm ready. I will be ready, should I say. I'm excited because fans are back, aren't they? And it's going to be loud in there.
Mm-hmm.
Be loud in there. I can't wait. So I can't wait to have some fun in front of a crowd. I'm not sure Pat's going to be happy about that because he don't. Because I acknowledge the crowd too much. He says.
Oh, okay. So, well, there's a question there then, because obviously there was no crowd apart from some very loud Lyndon Arthur supporters.
It sounded like it was a lot there, though, didn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So you think if there was like a raucous crowd for you and Anthony Yarde, you might act different?
Nah, the same would have been the same outcome. But just Pat thinks like he's just Pat's just Pat, man. He just worries a little bit.
All right. Okay. All right, mate. Well, look. Thanks for the interview and good luck in all your prep ahead of July 10th. And it's been great speaking to you and getting some opinions.
What was your top say?
What was my top say? It's hard to be humble when you're as great as I am.
You said that, Muhammad Ali?
But I just said it as well.
Right.
Yeah, no, but it is Muhammad Ali, but sometimes you just got to believe in yourself, you know, bro?
It's true.
Believe in yourself.
Say that quote.
Take it, use it, jab it out there. Lyndon, pleasure speaking to you as ever, and I'll see you soon, mate.
You will. See you later.